The sun sets over Varna Airport, Bulgaria. A tourist finishes his last phone call, laughter echoing across the terminal. Lars Mittank, 28, is just one of thousands passing through. But tonight, his life will take a turn no one could predict. A day like any other, yet shadows linger in corners unseen. Something is wrong, though no one knows it yet. Even the bustling airport seems to hold its breath, a subtle tension hidden behind the ordinary sights and sounds of travelers. The echoes of footsteps, the rolling of suitcases, and distant announcements mask a singular story, a story that will never fully be told. Lars arrived in Bulgaria for a carefree holiday with friends. The sun, the beaches, the laughter, it was supposed to be perfect. Yet subtle tensions began to rise, a disagreement over plans, a minor injury, a lingering sense of unease. Each small irritation, each unspoken worry, grew into an invisible weight. Friendship strained under the pressure of differing expectations, turning moments of joy into fleeting shadows of doubt. The world of leisure and freedom masks the first threads of his unraveling story. He had come to Bulgaria seeking relaxation, the escape from routine that every young traveler craves. Yet, from the very first days, a sense of disconnection seemed to follow him. He laughed, he joked, but there was a distance in his eyes, a fleeting look that something was off. Friends noticed, but attributed it to travel fatigue, jet lag, or the natural strains of group dynamics. The truth was far more insidious. Lars was beginning a descent into an internal world shaped by paranoia, fear, and invisible threats. It started with a simple accident, a fall during a soccer match. The blow to his ear seemed minor, but in reality, it sparked a chain reaction. Lars consulted a local doctor who advised rest, a simple precaution, yet he felt a swelling fear in his mind he could not explain. Something unseen began to take hold. Subtle paranoia crept in, manifesting in sleepless nights, anxiety, and a heightened sense of danger. Every sound, every glance from a stranger seemed amplified, feeding a growing storm inside his mind. What began as a physical injury quietly invaded his psyche, altering perception and amplifying fear to levels that reality could not contain. Days after the injury, Lars grew increasingly anxious. He felt eyes on him, whispers behind doors. Friends noticed a change, laughter replaced by suspicion. The world seemed hostile, yet invisible. Every stranger, every shadow, became a potential threat. Minor irritations triggered sudden panic. Conversations overheard were interpreted as plots. Hallways turned into labyrinths of imagined danger. His mind, once orderly and rational, began its own unraveling, blurring lines between reality and fear. Sleep became impossible, replaced by an almost hallucinatory hyper-awareness. On July 8, 2014, surveillance cameras captured Lars at Varna Airport, alone, talking to himself, running through corridors. Something had snapped inside him. The footage shows a man transformed, a blend of fear, confusion, and raw instinct. He is erratic, unpredictable, yet purposeful in his actions. The camera catches the tremor of his hands, the tension in his shoulders, the unrelenting glance over his shoulder as if pursued by an unseen force. Security footage is silent witness to the first public stage of his psychological collapse. Experts reviewing the footage later described Lars's behavior as desperate and hyper-vigilant. A former airport security officer, speaking anonymously, recalled, "I've seen panicked travelers, but nothing like him. He was moving with intent, but his eyes, they didn't belong to the man we'd known." The footage freezes at moments where Lars looks directly into the camera, as if sensing he is being observed, but by whom or what, no one could say. After leaving the airport, Lars vanished into the woods near Varna. Barefoot, disoriented, and terrified, he disappeared without a trace. No one knows if he was running from someone or from himself. The forest swallowed him, leaving only questions. His footprints mark a brief, haunting path into darkness. Night descends quickly. Branches claw at his skin. The sounds of the forest amplified by adrenaline and panic. The woods became a labyrinth, a natural maze that concealed him entirely from human sight. Local residents later recounted seeing a lone figure running along the tree line. One witness, a farmer, said, "It was like he was being chased by shadows. I've never seen anyone move like that. So fast, so desperate." The forest seemed to swallow not only his body, but the possibility of understanding his actions. Every pathway, every clearing, was a potential refuge or trap. Some stories resist explanation. Lars Mittank's disappearance challenges our understanding of fear, reality, and human fragility. What if the next person vanishing was someone you loved? Subscribe, share, and explore the mysteries of the unknown with us, where reality bends.